learners, I am Dr. Meenu Bhatnagar from Center of Russian Studies, Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi. I welcome you all to this course on Basics of Russian Smatryu, it means I look or I am looking. Ti smotrish,